from their own fund. So that way also certain states will be doing. But the overall idea is that coarse grain being nutritive, their procurement will be encouraged as much as possible through the PDS system, through the procurement system, as well as the states' efforts on their own.
International Year of Millets 2023.
Yes, sir.
So consciously we are making effort that distribution of millets goes up. And this is already, if you see, it's more than double this year. And we are promoting this not only in PDS but also in ICDS and PM Poshan.
Yes, sir.
So in addition to PDS, PM Poshan and ICDS program are also getting now coarse grain, especially ragi and jowar. In many states where states are preferring, they have devised several new cuisines using these millets, and they are going to distribute. Another important factor is that millets are grown on marginal land. So these are dry land with very less water requirement. So therefore those farmers who grow millets are basically poorer of the lot. So when the procurement happens from them, they get the MSP support and they can get back millets at 1 rupee.
Yeah, that's what.
Yes.
So the perception is actually it's a cheaper grain, though it is superfood. So don't.
MSP of all the millets is higher than both rice and wheat.
Yes, yes.
Rice and wheat, but you sell it at 1 rupee.
Yeah.
So the perception in the market is it is a cheaper grain, not healthy.
No, farmer knows because he is selling it. So he knows that he is getting better MSP than. So your perception may be.
No, it is superfood, sir. But
it is.
Yeah. But the perception in general public is nobody.
So that is what I am saying. Perception among farmer is that he gets better MSP. So he knows that this is superfood. Otherwise, why government will pay higher MSP? And then he gets it cheaper. So which means he is benefited also if he takes it in PDS. So, and our effort is that we take this year this amount to 15 lakh metric ton.
The procurement of coarse grains.
Yes, procurement of coarse grain. And
2022.
Yeah.
Yes.
And to that extent, as sir said, that since the coarse grain is normally raised in the areas in the land which is not suitable for growth of wheat as well as rice, most likely this will be procured in the deficit
In addition.
in deficit states, and therefore the transportation of surplus wheat and rice to these deficit states will also get reduced. So that cost will be saved. However, the procurement MSP cost of the coarse grains is higher, which Government of India will bear. Next. This is the most important slide which I wanted to share with all of you, and this is probably the most important fact we wanted all of you to pay attention to. Stock position as on 1st of October 2022, that is this month, 1st of this month, wheat availability was 227 lakh metric ton. The buffer norms as on 1st of October, as you know, buffer norms also change from month to month depending on how much is getting used, how much is getting likely to be procured, and on that basis the buffer norm actually changes from every quarter. The buffer norm is reset, and it is set in 2015 by the Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs. So 227 is our stock position. 205 was required as per buffer norms, which will take care of the entire requirement till the next season of procurement starts in this country. When you look at the stock position on 1st of April, buffer norm is 75 lakh metric ton, whereas I will be left with 113 lakh metric ton. So you can see that even just before the procurement season starts, which starts on 1st of April, and 15th of April onwards we will start getting wheat in our godowns. So even at that point of time, my buffer stock is going to be much more than what is required. Same is the case in rice. Right now the stock position is 205 lakh metric ton. Buffer norm is only 103 lakh metric ton. As we go along, the rise of CMR of last season is getting received. So therefore, projected stock position improves to 37 lakh metric ton, whereas the buffer norm as on 1st of April 2023 goes to 136. So even after meeting additional allocation under PMGKY 7, which is 119 lakh metric ton, 21 lakh metric ton of wheat and 98.61 lakh metric ton of rice, NFSA and other welfare scheme requirement, sufficient stock will be available under central pool over and above the buffer norm. So this is the central message I wanted to give in today's press briefing. Next.
I think no one is questioning that you don't have enough.
Yeah.
The issue is if prices go up, you cannot get into the
We
market.
are coming.
We are coming to that.
We have sufficient stocks to go into the market. Difference between 103 and 75 is huge.
Yeah. So just to give you a factual information with regard to the PMGKY, you can see that almost around 1,121 lakh metric ton of quantity of food grains were allocated under PMGKY. 943 lakh metric ton of food grains have been lifted, and out of which 910 lakh metric ton has been distributed. So you should imagine this much of food grain is getting pumped into the food grain ecosystem in this country.
So
And
this is part reply to your price issue, because this in any case is covering 81 crore people every month through additional quantity, and price scenario we will come later.
And the government of India has incurred a subsidy of 3.09 lakh crore till now under PMGKY. Next.
सर अगर स्टॉक आपके पास एनएफ है तो आप बेच क्यों नहीं देते हैं, कांग्रेस में क्यों दे देते हो आप? क्योंकि वहाँ पे दाम अभी भी बढ़ रहे हैं, आटे के दाम 20% बढ़ गए हैं।
अभी हम आपको दाम दिखाएंगे, उसमें भी शायद आपका पर्सपेक्टिव इम्प्रूव होगा। अभी हम
आप ही का डाटा है कि आटा का दाम 20% बढ़ा है इस साल में।
उसको जब मैं एक्सप्लेन करूंगा तो शायद आपसे मैं उम्मीद करूंगा कि आप रिपोर्ट जो है फिर बेटर देंगे। नहीं, मैं जो बात इन्होंने की है बहुत वैलिड सवाल है, बट उसका जवाब मैं देना इसलिए चाहूंगा उसी समय जब स्लाइड होगी, क्योंकि वो पॉइंट आप सब लोग मिस कर रहे थे जो मैं हाईलाइट करूंगा।
As far as wheat and rice price scenario is concerned, the government is absolutely aware and regularly monitoring the price scenario of essential commodities, and corrective measures have accordingly been taken. In comparison to the last month, there is a marginal decrease in retail and wholesale prices of rice.
Next.
Government has taken proactive steps you already know about as far as regulation in the export market is concerned. The prices have increased because MSP also has increased over the 2 years. Next please.
लास्ट 2 ईयर में सर हमने जो है 90 रुपए बढ़ा है। सीपीआई इंडेक्स
अभी अब मैं आपको आपको पूरा स्लाइड और फैक्ट्स दिखाएंगे, उस पर डिस्कशन करेंगे।
If you look at the rice export during last 5 years, I would just like you to concentrate on 22-23 April to August. The figures have reduced, particularly after bringing in the regulation in the export market. You can see that even broken rice has gone down. The basmati rice.
Next slide more in detail.
Next please.
This will give you
this
better
green are the description of goods where after 1 month after regulation the quantities have decreased substantially. In September 2021 or September 2020 the quantities were very high. Now the quantities are substantially lower than what they were earlier. You can see that broken rice also the quantity has almost become half just by regulation of the export duty.
Next.
This is the information we have collected from EDW. Next. So Wheat export data again shows that regulation has brought that limited amount of wheat only is getting exported now. Though because of the huge production in the country, the exports were showing a increasing trend. But once we brought the regulation, it has again come under
तो
control.
25 लाख टन तो आपने यहाँ से, मैं आपको हिसाब लगाता जाऊंगा, 25 लाख टन यहाँ बढ़ा दिया आपने.
Next, please. So, if you look at the wheat analysis, export of wheat analysis before and after the export regulation. Before export regulation, 1st April to 14th May, no export regulation was there, and then export regulation came in. Percentage increase or before versus after regulation, you can see there is a huge change which has taken place.
So what this slide is trying to show, that during the corresponding period when the regulations were not there, say in 21 or 21-22, what was the growth during that period of exports, and in relation, in the last column, what is the export growth after the regulations have come this time. So it's only 10% growth,
Yeah.
as against 500 and 300%.
But sir, it shows more wheat was exported after regulation than it was before the regulation during the present financial
वो
year.
पिछली
नहीं sir, इसमें 2020.
Yes.
September
So
20 to 23.
yes. So reason for that was very clear. All the LCs that were opened were then directed towards countries, almost 18-19 countries which needed wheat. That wheat was directed towards those countries. मैंने opening statement में कहा था, even after regulation, instead of this wheat getting cornered by few big players, it was directed towards countries which were needing the supplies of wheat. So this quantity has gone, but it has gone to certain countries which needed wheat, and with certain conditions. That number one, it will not be re-exported. This was the first. Second condition was that it will be for human consumption. So many, I will not name countries, were also using wheat for cattle feed requirement. So that was undertaking that was given by these countries. It is for human consumption. Only then the consignment was allowed. And third, that it will not be for the trading purposes, which means it is for your own consumption in the country. You will not take it and re-export it to some other.
Basically, the ban was brought in because you knew this number, obviously. I mean, that's why the ban was.
Yes.
So who were the agencies who exported this wheat?
All private companies.
After the ban?
So after whosoever had the valid LC already with them, so there are many, I would say hundreds of players who had valid LC, but that LC, against that LC, they could not export it to the place where they wanted to export, but they exported to the place from where requirement had come to government. So government to government requirement was used, and LCs, existing LCs, wheat was directed towards those markets.
But how you will
So
ensure that?
basically, you directed those shipments.
Yes.
So will the government consider further request for the wheat from the country?
No, the country will first see its own requirement. So this was, if you see in the regulation itself, for LCs, a provision was given at that time. And it was that, and now this LC all is exhausted already. So therefore I said almost 25 lakh metric ton difference against the 72 and 47, you will have surplus now in the country.
Yes.
It won't go out.
But how you will be sure that you are not using that cattle only for human?
It is undertaking by a sovereign. It's
That's
a undertaking given by a sovereign. So all these are, they are giving this undertaking in respect of all the three conditions that were put.
So how do you account for that surplus? Can you explain please once again?
Yeah,
See,
the surplus which sir said is 72 lakh metric ton was exported earlier. After regulations, the quantum has gone down by 25 lakh metric ton, and this is what is corroborated because the market prices are not increasing as fast they
We
were
will show
increasing
you.
earlier.
We will show you market price.
In case of wheat.
Yes.
Both, we will show you both.
Both.
We have
This
slides.
72 and 25.
That is for wheat. That is
That
for
is for
wheat.
wheat.
72 lakh metric ton
Yeah.
before regulation.
Yeah.
25% down.
Yeah.
Last year
Yeah.
means that was
No,
72.
during the corresponding period of last year, before the regulation was brought, and after the regulation, this is what the impact.
It has
is.
come down to
Yeah.
25 lakh.
25% you
No,
managed to.
20.
25.
See, I will explain once again. Last year the total export was 72 lakh metric ton, right?
Okay.
Had the export remained open, it would have gone much beyond 72, right? And then prices would have skyrocketed. Because of the regulations, now the total export that has gone out of the country is about 47 lakh metric ton. And the LCs that existed have also been used
Exhausted.
and directed towards those countries which made specific requests to Government of India for requirement of wheat. They are about 19-20 countries to which this supply has gone, including our neighboring countries, Bangladesh and Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bhutan, all these are included. Many countries in Africa and many countries in Middle East, they all have been supplied.
Yeah. So it's 72
Indonesia
versus
also.
72 versus 47 now.
That is what
This
I
is till
am
30th September.
This is 30th
आप नहीं
of
करते तो
September.
और ज्यादा होता लेकिन आपने रोक दिया.
Yes.
Can we say that, primarily because of this regulation, the prices have not gone up the way it might have gone?
We will show you. We are coming
This
to
is
the
health
price.
contained
Right?
price.
Next
So
slide.
as he said, just hold on the patience.
Next, please. So when you look at the wheat daily average retail and wholesale prices,
उनका नाम क्या था? हाँ. Now we will request you, Mr. Gentleman with the sky. Yeah. Blue shirt. हाँ, इसे मैं एक्सप्लेन करूंगा आपको. आप अच्छा इसे देखिए आप, और उसको देख के क्या समझ में आता है मुझे आप बताइए, अदरवाइज मैं एक्सप्लेन करूंगा. हाँ, मैं आपको दूंगा.
yes, yes.
देखिए यहाँ पर मैं आपको एक्सप्लेन करता हूँ, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट बात है. Last year, if you see, you take the column comparison of 2 year. तो 2 साल पहले 14 अक्टूबर को दाम था 24 रुपए 74 पैसे. ठीक है. एक साल बाद इसका दाम एक्चुअली होना चाहिए था, एमएसपी का इंक्रीज आपका है करीब 3%. तो आपका दाम जो है वो 24 रुपए 74 पैसे से बढ़ करके कम से कम 3% प्लस होना चाहिए था, राइट? लेकिन वो प्राइस है यहां पर 2331. तो मतलब जो 2 साल पहले प्राइस बढ़ा हुआ था, पिछले साल उससे दाम गिर गया. ये एबनॉर्मल कंडीशन हुई. हर साल दाम बढ़ना चाहिए. ये दाम इसलिए गिरा था क्योंकि लास्ट ईयर एफसीआई ने करीब 70 लाख मीट्रिक टन ओएमएसएस में बिना ट्रांसपोर्टेशन कॉस्ट के मार्केट में सप्लाई किया था.
Because आपका excess भी था.
So,
That all- that is
yes.
also the reason.
So that actually depressed the market price. So this, therefore, comparison of this year's price of 22, जो 27 रुपए 48 पैसे आपका होना चाहिए, वो आपका कंपैरिजन होना चाहिए not against 2331 which will show as 11% increase, right? But it should be against 18% जो आप कह रहे थे उसके अगेंस्ट नहीं होना चाहिए. You should compare it against 2 years price and factor in the MSP. देखिए आपने जो किसान की MSP है वो तो बढ़ाई ना 3%, तो वो तो मार्केट में उतना दाम बढ़ना ही चाहिए. जब रॉ मटेरियल की कॉस्ट बढ़ गई
2.35%.
2.35, that is what I am saying. 2.35% बढ़ करके आना चाहिए, and 3 to 4% is normal inflation and all other costs, transportation cost, electricity cost, everything. So if you compare all these factors, then the wheat price increase is absolutely normal increase. It is not what we are figures की ये जगलरी है, हम लोग 18% दिखा रहे हैं या 20%, बट एक्चुअली नहीं है वो, बिकॉज लास्ट ईयर का प्राइस जो है वो डिप्रेस था, आप उससे मत कंपेयर करें.
Even since you banned the wheat export on 13th of May,
जी,
there has been 6% increase in
yes, because your international price is still about 10 rupee higher than the domestic price.
Yeah.
So which means
prices have come down. जो मई में था wheat का.
हाँ वो तो देखिए,
इंटरनेशनल मार्केट.
हाँ लेकिन इतना नहीं अभी गिरा है, वो अभी भी इंडियन मार्केट से ऑलमोस्ट 9 से 10 रुपए ज्यादा है. आप समझ रहे हैं ना बात? रीजन इज दैट द यूक्रेनियन व्हीट इज नॉट एबल टू, ऑलमोस्ट 400 लाख मीट्रिक टन में से अभी तक जो है सिर्फ 15 से 20 लाख मीट्रिक टन मार्केट में आ पाया है. द फुल यूक्रेनियन व्हीट ऑफ लास्ट ईयर्स स्टॉक has not been able to come to the market. Therefore, the international market remains high compared to.
कितना आया? 400 से कितना आया?
Say around only 20 lakh metric ton has come as per the international.
But sir, inflation is always year ago. You know, it's measured again on an annual basis.
No, you are right. That is an economic principle. But अगर कोई चीज मैंने आर्टिफिशियली डिप्रेस की थी बिकॉज ऑफ द एडिशनल डंपिंग, देन आप कंपेयर तो उसे ओरिजिनल प्राइस से ही करेंगे ना कि भाई इस चीज को 2 साल में 3% का.
This subject is not about mathematics. This is the study about human beings who are buying.
तो सस्ता है.
नहीं सर, मैं जब ये बोलूंगा सर, तो मेरे मम्मी पापा मुझे मारेंगे. देखो 2 साल पहले ऐसा था, ऐसा होता था, आज के दिन ये कम है. तो try to understand, don't take it otherwise.
I am not saying you want farmer to be paid. MSP increase is due to farmer. So if MSP increase gets added on, even then.
And even 2 years, MSP has been increased by 90 rupees in 2 years. So that is already translated into 90% 2 years.
Yes.
4.67%.
And you will have to add the cost of energy. You will have to. These are real costs. Transportation, wheat when it is procured, जब आप प्रोक्योर करते हैं, प्रोक्योर करने के टाइम से ही ट्रांसपोर्टेशन कॉस्ट उस पे ऐड होने लगती है. आप मंडी से उसे लिफ्ट लेकर के.
Wheat का economic cost is around 25
rupees 77 पैसा.
25.77.
And rice, sir?
Rice is
36. If you compare it with the pulses are still at the low. Then it means you are not paying the farmers.
No. Let me. आपको pulses का मैं slide अभी लाया नहीं हूँ, but I have the slide I can show you. If you compare pulses prices compared to 2 years horizon, you will find increase in the prices of pulses also.
So basically, sir, this price
If you want, we can show you. See, normal increase every time, everything is increasing every year. You want grain prices which is produced by poor farmer to remain static? I am posing a question.
That is what I am saying, sir. Even the
किसान को 2 दिन की जो महंगाई है कैसे इसका लाभ पहुंच रहा है, क्योंकि ये पहले नहीं थी. अगर मैं बाजार में आटा लेने गई हूँ, 2 दिन में मुझे बढ़ी हुई कीमतों में आटा और चावल मिल रहा है.
देखिए किसान
सीधा
को
सर हमारे बजट पे पड़ रहा है. इससे किसान को
कैसे मैं बता रहा हूँ. किसान के फायदे की वजह से ही 187 लाख मीट्रिक टन सिर्फ प्रोक्योर हुआ था.
नहीं तो बाकी सब तो मार्केट,
बाकी सब किसान को MSP से ज्यादा मिला और वो किसान को ही फायदा गया है. अदरवाइज और जिन भी कंपनीज ने प्रोक्योर किया और एक्सपोर्ट किया उन्होंने किसान को एमएसपी से ज्यादा दिया था, इसीलिए किसान एमएसपी पे बेचने नहीं आया हमारे पास,
बट अल्टीमेटली
क्योंकि उसको ज्यादा दाम मिल रहा था।
क्योंकि सर उन्होंने तब दिया था इसलिए वो अब हमसे वसूलेंगे।
नहीं, फसल तो एक ही बार आती है ना
जी सर,
मैडम।
नहीं मतलब तो साफ तौर पे कंपनियों को फायदा देने के लिए है ये। क्योंकि कंपनियों ने किसानों से महंगा खरीदा था, इसलिए अब वो महंगा कर कर हमसे वसूल रहे हैं।
एंड अल्टीमेटली किसान इज आल्सो
Ultimately,
कंज्यूमर
सर,
ना।
यही तो हुआ ना।
कैसे?
सर ये ऐसे
Producer is getting a higher price.
नहीं, मैडम एक
One by one, let us keep.
तो आपने जो खरीदा उनसे वो तो महंगा खरीदा।
मैडम आपका नाम क्या है, बस पूछ लूं। पूनम जी। जब कोई आदमी खरीदता है फसल को, खरीदने के लिए पैसा इन्वेस्ट करता है, पैसे की कोई कॉस्ट होती है, उस अनाज को रखने के लिए कोई गोदाम चाहिए होता है, उस गोडाउन की कॉस्ट होती है, उस गोडाउन के ऊपर रख रखाव का खर्चा आता है, कीड़ा ना लगे, दीमक ना लगे। ये जब नहीं हर साल
से आता है।
तो आप लोग जो थे, थोड़ा सा ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड। अर्लियर गवर्नमेंट वाज प्रोक्योरिंग दिस, सो गवर्नमेंट वाज बियरिंग ऑल दिस कॉस्ट, एंड दैट इज व्हाई एफसीआई की इकोनॉमिक कॉस्ट आप ही लोग सवाल करते थे उस समय कि पब्लिक एक्सपेंडिचर है, पब्लिक फंड है। एफसीआई try to be rational.
Yes, सही बात।
So अब now I am trying to answer both Poonam said. So if this procurement, so public exchequer has benefited, and corresponding, if you see the increase in prices is not astronomical. The price increase is in tune with the increase in the MSP prices and normal. I am saying 3 to 4% inflation. I am not talking of high inflation.
सर आप ये कह रहे हैं कि सर ज्यादातर किसानों ने अपना अनाज अपने प्राइवेट जो ट्रेडर्स थे उनको बेचा होगा।
ना सिर्फ ट्रेडर्स को बेचा है, बड़े किसानों ने अपना सामान अपने पास ही रखा है और वो ही मार्केट में अब रिलीज कर रहे हैं।
वो मार्केट में रिलीज कर रहे हैं, इसकी वजह से भी थोड़ा दबाव है कीमतों पे।
नहीं, वो तो फसल एक ही होती है, हर साल वही होता है। द डिफरेंस, earlier difference was international prices were low, Indian wheat prices were high, so there was no demand for Indian wheat in the international market, as a result of which FCI had to procure all that grain.
तो क्या ये भी कारण है कि आटा महंगा हुआ 1-2 महीने में? दुकानदार बोल रहे हैं 10 रुपए तक रिटेल प्राइस आटा का महंगा हुआ, उसकी वजह क्या है?
मैं आपको ये बता रहा हूँ कि जो भी व्हीट अवेलेबल है मार्केट में, वो मिलिंग के लिए जाता है, प्रोपोर्शनेटली मिलिंग के लिए जाता है। मतलब जब आप 11 महीने की क्रॉप खरीद के रखते हैं तो मार्केट डिमांड इज लिमिटेड, यू विल रिलीज इट ग्रेजुअली इन द मार्केट एंड रिलीज इट टू मिल्स, बेकरी। इट इज फॉर दिस रीजन दैट गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया लास्ट वीक हैज अलाउड एडवांस ऑथराइजेशन फॉर एक्सपोर्ट ऑफ atta and atta related products. Atta, suji, maida has been allowed, but not using Indian wheat. It has been allowed under advance authorization scheme, which means that export oriented units who are into export business of atta, suji and maida, they can import that much of quantity. There is a conversion rate by the Directorate of Foreign Trade. Using that conversion rate, you can export that. So, which means that your brand market will remain protected. Your supplies of atta, maida, suji, etc. will continue, but the pressure will not be on the Indian wheat.
पर आटा महंगा हुआ उसकी कोई वजह है विशेष? 10 रुपए तक महंगा हुआ ऐसा बता रहे हैं।
सर एक चीज बताइए सर
जी
One by one.
एक सवाल
इधर से
एक चीज बताइए सर कि लास्ट ईयर प्रोडक्शन था 109 मिलियन टन व्हीट का, आपने प्रोड्यूस किया 43 मिलियन टन, 7 मिलियन टन एक्सपोर्ट हुआ, इसका मतलब 50 मिलियन टन आपने प्रोड्यूस किया और एक्सपोर्ट हुआ, बाकी डोमेस्टिक मार्केट में। इस साल सिर्फ 3 मिलियन टन अपना प्रोडक्शन डाउन, 106 मिलियन टन, आपने प्रोड्यूस किया सिर्फ 19 मिलियन टन। 5 मिलियन टन आपका कहना है कि एक्सपोर्ट होगा, 4.5 हो चुका है और 8 मिलियन टन हो जाएगा, 5 मिलियन। ये बाकी का 20 मिलियन टन का जो डिफरेंस है, मान लेते हैं क्योंकि 3 मिलियन ही डाउन है प्रोडक्शन, तो बाकी का ये जो 17-18 मिलियन
वो सब मार्केट में है. This is what I have been.
इसका मतलब क्या है, होर्डिंग है?
So this is what I am saying. I will not say hoarding. We have the surplus stocks available with us. The difference between the buffer requirement of 75 and 113 is 38 lakh metric ton stocks we have are still having surplus. So once we got government sees that there is need for market intervention, government will intervene.
नहीं सर, वो तो आपका ऐसा है, लेकिन ये जो हाँ मार्केट में है, क्या ये होर्डिंग है?
No, again that is what I am not saying. See, this is your speculation. The market, yes. No, this is his calculation. The actual, all the production estimates, productions are estimates. Export is real. Consumptions are all estimates. There is no data of real consumption in the domestic market.
Correct.
If Mr. Hari Krishna has it, I would be very happy to get it. So this is his, like you were saying, I am posing this question that this is a hypothetical scenario that is built.
Believing your production figures, sir.
अच्छा हाँ प्रशांत, let us continue, let us take all questions.
इस स्लाइड को जो आपने एक्सप्लेन किया सर, इस स्लाइड को जो आपने एक्सप्लेन किया उससे क्या हम ये मतलब निकालें कि जो बढ़ोतरी हो रही है गेहूं के दाम में या आटे के दाम में वो एक सामान्य घटना है, वो एक सामान्य प्रक्रिया है, ये हम बोल सकते हैं?
यही डाटा
सप्लीमेंट कर दूं सर इसमें, तो सप्लीमेंट कर दूं इसी में. Sir, why are we discussing this 2.5 rupees increase? Your economic cost is 25 rupees. The price is here 27 rupees. Why have we been discussing this? So, which means there is a greater problem which we don't know mainly. These prices don't actually, for me, these are okay. But why are we clarifying this? Is there a bigger problem which we are trying to hide? Or?
We are trying to clarify, to explain that the price rise is not abnormal as it is being projected or perceived. These are the facts and figures, as you correctly said. Now, economic cost of 25 needs transportation after it is lifted from FCI. So, even if somebody tomorrow buys it at 25, he has to transport it, distribute it. So, another minimum 2 rupee cost will get added. So, it will be again market price of about 27 rupee. This is what I am trying to explain. So this is not abnormal.
So the question is, sir, the atta is sold at a higher rate because we have no regulation, sir. Probably some people are doing profiteering. That's why we see atta prices.
That is also a speculation. Again, reason is the wheat stocks. It is also believed very widely that wheat stocks, since many large farmers were having. So, and it is every year's phenomenon. This is a single crop in a year. So every year stocks are kept. Every year stocks are kept by people. This is not hoarding. They supply you. They supply me. They buy for the entire year's crop. And they stock it.
Sir, they stockpile in anticipation that they will export.
Now will you buy next year?
No, sir. Then the problem is they
try to be rational. Any business operation will require investment, transportation, stocking, maintenance, and then release throughout the year. So let us not. जी
मैंने वही पूछा सर कि क्या हम ये कह सकते हैं कि ये सामान्य घटना है सर, क्योंकि जो वीट और आटे के दाम में जो बढ़ोतरी हुई है उसको एक सामान्य प्रक्रिया का हिस्सा माना जाए?
मैं ये फिगर से आपको यही शो करने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ कि ये असामान्य नहीं है. ये फिगर्स आपके सामने हैं जिनको आप यूज कर सकते हैं. ये असामान्य नहीं है.
सर, एट व्हाट प्राइस गवर्नमेंट विल इंक्रीज? अगर अभी 20% तक हम कह रहे हैं कि दाम बढ़े हैं आटे के और आपने इंक्रीज नहीं किया.
20 नहीं बढ़े हैं, मैंने यही एक्सप्लेन किया है. 20 नहीं बढ़े हैं. एक्चुअल इंक्रीज इफ यू कंपेयर फ्रॉम 24.74 to 25 5.93, that is the actual increase.
सर ये वीट है, आटा वो आटा बोल रहे हैं, ये आपका वीट है, आटे वाला दिखाइए। आटे के परसेंटेज में है, तो अगर हम वही पूछना चाह रहे हैं कि 18% आपकी वेबसाइट सुबह दिखा रही थी, मैंने देखा था, तो कितने प्राइस बढ़ेंगे? 20%, 25%, 30% में वहाँ पे गवर्नमेंट इंटरवीन करेगी?
जब गवर्नमेंट को लगेगा कि ये एबनॉर्मल इंक्रीज है, गवर्नमेंट इंटरवीन करेगी।
What is the abnormal figure?
So that government will take a call. It's a overall price already negative में है price. आप राइस में जाइए. Next please. ये देखिए आप. दोनों के prices आपके green में है. They are falling.
Price increase is.
So there is a common.
They are falling prices.
So there is a common thing that CPI is being driven by food inflation. So why is there not an impact of RBI rate hikes on food prices?
No, food. If you read the latest inflation data, then the contribution of food has reduced very drastically. Anything else?
नहीं सर, हमारी वो estimate production estimate we should take it off.
Somebody asked a question on debt
On
of
rice,
FCI.
production estimate अभी तो राइस के ही आए, वो तो अभी तो बोया ही नहीं गया है, तो उसके एस्टिमेट
आपको तो पता है, आपने तो बोला था क्या
सी
सारा इशू वही पैसा, मेरे पास जेब में कितना पैसा किसी को पता नहीं।
In fact, somebody asked about the debt of the FCI. I just want to make it very clear that FCI debt position has come to absolute minimum because government is releasing the advance subsidy to FCI, and therefore the economic cost of wheat and rice you are seeing now 25 and 26, 36 is because of that only. Otherwise, it had gone up to. I have the figures. The rice had gone up to 39 rupees 39 paise in the year 2020-21 because of the interest burden of the debt taken by FCI.
So this is another point. Let me intervene again. This is interest burden has come down because of the budgetary allocation to FCI by government. But private sector जो खरीदने के लिए पैसा उठाएगा वो तो बजट से नहीं है ना, वो तो बैंक से ही उसे लेना होगा, उस पे इंटरेस्ट भी देना है उसे. I'm just trying to give you that this economic cost is also now unreasonable because it is all because of the budget.
Wheat had gone up to highest was in the year 2021 27 rupees 31 paise. Now it is 25 rupees 88 paise. 27.31, and now for the year 22-23 budget estimate it is 25 rupees 88 paise.
वो तो 26 रुपए सर 27 रुपए फिर क्या इंक्रीज हो गया? Why are we discussing this?
That is what I am saying.
Yeah.
आपको बताना चाहिए सर, आप 25 ही बोल रहे हो, 25.88 बोल लेते हैं हम लोग बिल्कुल.
So therefore you have got it now. This is what I was trying to explain. You should see things in complete context.
See, it had gone up to almost 4 lakh crores of subsidy was received by FCI from the government account.
When, sir?
In the year 22-23, 21-22. And now we are receiving the subsidy in advance. Almost everything is GS.
No. You say that the debt level has come down.
Debt level is of absolute minimum.
So
what was the debt figure?
We need to quantify
it had gone up to the total
What is the debt figure?
I'll give you the figure. Just give me a moment.
4 lakh subsidy, 4 lakh crore subsidy you were getting, but
it had gone up to 1,35,822 in 17-18. Then 18-19 it had gone up to 1,86,000 crore. 19-20 it was 2,43,000 crore, which was balance outstanding debt taken by FCI.
Now almost nothing.
Now almost nothing. In fact, it is the other way around. I have 2,000 crore additional available from Government of India on my account.
Wow.
That's come from our petrol.
No.
So thank you very much, friends.
Why
So
19th?
just this
Why 19th conference postponed? 19th conference postponed.
In the parliament.
So sir, we can say 1920, the outstanding was 4.33 lakh crore.
No, we received 4.33 lakh crore against the entire accumulated
So
debt.
thank you very much, friends. So just to reiterate the point, we have shown you the stock position. We have comfortable stock position of both rice and wheat. And there is nothing to worry about, and we have surpluses also available with us for market intervention as and when needed. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Operative line. Price has not a normal electric.